Hello and welcome to Road Trip. I'm Shannon Lanier. You know, few things bring families together like pizza night. But what if you could take it up a notch? So the little Laniers are rolling up their sleeves and learning how to make pizza from scratch. This hands-on experience is fun for all ages. Need we say more? Making a pizza from scratch doesn't just look cool, but it usually tastes great too. So the little Laniers and I came to 1653 Pizza Company in Huntington for a private lesson on making a pie like a pro.
Well, here at 1653, we put so much love into our pizza that we thought what better way to get our guests even more excited about it than to share some of that information with them and give them a chance to make it themselves.
Can we get our hands dirty now?
Let's go. We're gonna get a little bit of flour on our hands and a little bit of flour on our working surface. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna form the crust or the cornichon of the pizza. You're gonna start pressing down just like that. Anything you do to one side of the pizza, you're gonna wanna try to do as much as you can evenly to the other side as well, so you have a nice even cook at the end. You're gonna start picking up your pizza and you're gonna slowly stretch using just your knuckles.
What toppings can we use on our pizza?
We're going to make the classic margherita pie, which is going to be tomatoes and mozzarella with a little bit of basil. We're also going to do our Gerard, which is our vodka sauce and our all-natural pepperoni. Now we're going to start putting our sauce on our pizza.
Before we do that, why are there bubbles in the pizza?
Good question. So those bubbles are air pockets that are formed during the fermentation process. It's a really important part of the process of making dough that helps it have a really, really good flavor and also helps it cook really well in the oven.
Oh, so we shouldn't pop them?
No, ma'am. All right, guys, so next up, we're gonna start getting some sauce on these pizzas. Put it down right in the center there. We're gonna start using a circular motion to start spreading the sauce out, working our way to the outside of that crust, but do not let it touch the crust. You're gonna take your Parmesan cheese, your grated Parmesan, and start sprinkling it all around. So our next cheese is gonna be our shredded mozzarella, and kinda like how we did for our sauce, start from the center and just start spreading it out all towards the perimeter. Our last cheese is gonna be our buffalo mozzarella. Little bit at a time. You're just gonna start to slowly spread it all around the pizza. My Gerard people, you're gonna add your pepperoni, let it kind of fall out of your hands, and spread around like that. All right, guys, so the last step is we're gonna put a little bit of really good olive oil on our pizzas, and that's gonna add a little bit of extra flavor, and it'll give it a little bit of color to our crust as well. All right, guys, looks like we're all set. Let's get these pizzas in the oven. All right, squad, we're all set.
Wow, that was fast.
So our pizzas actually cook super fast in our oven. It's an imported Italian oven, and it burns wood really, really hot.
Now for my favorite part, eating the pizza.
Let's go.
Okay, not only was that pizza making cool, but it also tastes good. Our next road trip is all about good wine and good vibes. Nestled in the heart of scenic Connecticut, we've found a vineyard where the grapes are ripe and the views are just as sweet. So come along and drink it all in.
It's been said that wine is life. For Joe Gouveia, it was a new life, one he'd always dreamed of emigrating from Portugal to America in 1965. One day he saw farmlands in Wallingford. Joe lets his daughter Allison tell the rest.
Wine was always symbolic that you took a break, you sat down. And I think when he came to America, he almost saw that it was such a fast-paced life.
So Joe bought the land in 1999 and, with the help of family and friends, planted his vineyard by hand.
He wanted a place to have where tables were pushed together. You got to talk to your neighbor. You weren't just separate seating. Everything was together.
Joe's son-in-law Jim is the winemaker.
We're planting, we're replanting roughly 25 acres worth of vineyards. We have some Pinot Noir, some Chardonnay, Moscato. But for the most part, the Seyval Blanc and the Cayuga are our biggest estate grapes that we have.
This summer, a hailstorm damaged much of the crop, but that didn't stop this season's harvest.
So we're at the crush pad right now, and we're putting our Seyval Blanc grapes through our crusher destemmer. Grape must is going to get pumped into our press. The must is moving around, and all the wine, the juice, runoff
Goes right below.
Yep, it's dropping down right below.
The whites head right to the fermentation vats. The reds ferment with skins and stems on.
You can smell that. That's the wine fermenting. These are whole cluster, so we're doing a whole cluster fermentation here. And as you press down, you'll kind of see everything starting to bubble up there.
Sugar and alcohol levels are checked. The mixture is then aged in oak barrels to enhance color, complexity, and taste.
I wanted to just give you a taste of what a young red wine tastes like and smells like in the barrel. Cheers.
Cheers. all coming together in a family making 17 varietals of wine, an annual celebration of their Portuguese heritage, and a dream fulfilled.
I'm so grateful that my dad has showed us the way and has had such a beautiful foundation for us. Just surpassed everything that we had envisioned for this place.
For Made in Connecticut, I'm Rebecca Saran.
I'm sure a lot of you all can toast to that. Well, something's brewing in New York's Botanical Garden, and it isn't for the faint of heart. Our brave Natalie Hernandez is getting into the weeds, and this isn't your average tiptoe through the tulips.
Step into the world of The Nightmare Before Christmas and join your favorite characters, Jack, Sally, and Zero, as they light up the night at the New York Botanical Garden.
It's a little bit of a fun house and a little bit of a haunted house.
Over 8,000 square feet of dazzling light installations and interactive displays bring the Halloween classic to life like never before.
A, you don't have to sit down. B, you get to talk. C, you get to take pictures with your friends. So it's just a party.
Created by some of the teams behind Hamilton and Tim Burton's Labyrinth, the 9-week experience is a blend of lights, sculptures, and signature botanical beauty.
It's very immersive. You will find video mappings into the trees. The Jack Skeleton will speak with you. You will see all the characters of the film. You will be catching a Santa in the film into the experience.
This light trail will make you feel like you've stepped right into the world of Halloween Town. So make sure you get your tickets before Oogie Boogie takes them all. On this road trip close to home, I'm Natalie Hernandez.
Natalie, please come to our house next. I'm just saying, we need your help. What was once a 19th century train station is now a stop where spirits are distilled. Come along with photojournalist Lori Goliath to the Mill Hill Distillery in Roxbury, Connecticut, where local harvest is the heart of their business, down to the last drop.
So we're going to take our bourbon.
This is a handmade product.
2 ounces. You are at Mine Hill Distillery, 5 Mine Hill Road in Roxbury. So we create 5 products here. A vodka, which we refer to as a Polish-style vodka. We use wheat and distiller's malt in that. The next is our gin, and again, that's a double gold medal winner. We like juniper, but in our product, we tone that down quite a bit, and we use a number of things that are native to Connecticut. So we use white pine, black walnut, cardamom, even nutmeg in honor of the great state of Connecticut.
We are able to really tailor what gin has never been able to see, more floral, more citrus, and really open up a group of non-gin drinkers.
The next in our series is our bourbon. Our bourbon is less sweet. We think it has great character. We've used smaller barrels for our initial batches, and so they've aged quicker than a traditional 53-gallon barrel would age, but it has really nice character, good color. Next in the series is our rye, and it is a true rye. And then last but not least is the Amaro, and again, extremely proud of that product. Our process, I don't want to say it's simple because it's actually fairly involved.
But I think a craft distillery is staying true to its roots. We get tours that really want to talk about the production process.
We can usually show them our distilling room.
We also get a lot of people that are more interested in the history of the buildings and the property itself.
And also just talk about, our desire to continue to grow our business the right way.
What's the first thing you think of when I say bourbon? That's right, Connecticut.
It was a great and fun day we spent with Chris here on the property.
But it's Connecticut bourbon you should be thinking of. Mine Hill bourbon.
So for us, still made in Connecticut is really a way we can anchor ourselves to who we are and what we want to continue to focus on.
To walk in and to really get an understanding that every drop of the products that they're purchasing or drinking, there's a lot of passion that goes into it and a lot of heart and soul that goes into it. I think that is everything for me.
When you get a chance, we would love to see you up here in Roxbury. It's a beautiful town, so hopefully you'll come up, have a drink with us, enjoy the surroundings, and most importantly, enjoy the time you spend with us.
Welcome back to Road Trip. I'm Shannon Lanier. Bold and bright colors will greet you along Bridgeport's vibrant public art trail. Photojournalist Lori Goliath introduces us to mural artists from around the world who are definitely leaving their mark.
People don't realize how much is in Bridgeport.
Bridgeport is a beautiful, diverse city that is built at human scale.
Bridgeport is now the art mecca of the Northeast.
We have a great grouping of world-class muralists that have put their stamp on Bridgeport.
So we find ourselves creating sort of a public art trail downtown. Peacock Alley was one of the first projects. Certainly the painted stairway, many people know that. But the bulk of the murals really went up over the last 2 years.
There are so many artists to discover.
We have everything from traditional artists all the way to abstract, very colorful work. We're also focusing on not only supporting and giving opportunities to local artists, but bringing in artists from all around the world.
As a mural artist, whenever I paint my work somewhere and leave it, you know, I'm kind of leaving a gift to wherever I'm painting at. Bridgeport's no different. You know, I like to come to a new place, explore it, try to get a feel for it, and then try to put that feeling into the work I produce there.
The importance of the public art being so dispersed around the neighborhood is that it makes you feel welcome and safe. And at every kind of entry point, we wanted to have something large and dynamic.
My idea is to try to get some reverse commuting going on. People from all around want to come here to Bridgeport to see all the amazing artwork.
And then make your way all the way up to East Washington Avenue. You'll see a couple of murals higher up on Congress Street, and that'll take you over across the river to the east side to the Knowlton, which has this beautiful art park and art studio spaces.
We have 27 artist studios here with 27 artists. Our theme here is all about togetherness, and I like to call them artist hives because they're buzzing with so much creativity. Art is great. Art is the soul of the city.
It's giving people a new pride in the city.
I'm just inspired by Bridgeport.
Wow, that's definitely some beautiful artwork there. Well, do you enjoy bird watching, or hey, maybe just hanging out in nature? Well, come along with Amanda Lee and James Crow to a sanctuary dedicated to our feathered friends.
At Raptor Trust, you can learn all about wild birds, and you can visit more than a dozen species right here in the sanctuary.
So here in Millington, New Jersey, we are at the Raptor Trust, which is an organization dedicated to helping New Jersey's wild birds. One of the coolest things about this place is the fact that you're able to come and see a great wealth of variety of wildlife here in New Jersey, and it's very accessible for all families who come through. We don't charge admission to come through to our aviary trails. We just ask for a small donation in place. We have several different educational programs, so if you come for a tour, that's an hour-long tour, and we are also able to take birds out and give people a close encounter so that they can get to see these birds up close and learn more.
So Keely here has been a member of our education team off and on for the last couple years. So this is Ollie. Ollie's an American kestrel, and this is North America's smallest falcon species. And he is one of our A+ ambassadors because of how sweet and calm he is on the gloves.
Where would we see one of these?
So Ollie's actually from the city. So he's from Brooklyn. Zizzy's our female, she's from Manhattan. But their natural habitat is going to be grassland areas with a nice border of trees around.
We also have classroom programs here that they're able to come and explore the different taxidermy and biofacts that we have to engage them further in this learning. And we also offer outreach programs where we're able to come to different schools, libraries, community centers, and spread our education even further. So these are several things that we're able to use during our classroom programs to help the kids get a deeper understanding of our birds. So first of all, we have several different examples of taxidermy from birds here in New Jersey. And it gives the children an opportunity to explore and observe these birds very closely in a way that's safe for them and not dangerous for the birds as well. One of the more popular activities that people do here are our private tours. Our private tours are an excellent way if you are not somebody that's already very knowledgeable about birds. You will get a pretty information-packed hour there.
So these are our two bald eagles. We've got Uno in the front and Colonel in the back. Uno's the female, which you can tell right away because she is quite a bit larger than Colonel. With raptors, the male is usually about a third smaller than the female, and when you have a really big bird like a bald eagle, that goes a lot further.
You can stop in for a visit or book a tour online, and you'll leave here knowing how to spot wild birds in your own backyard.
There's a new way to see New York City high above the skyline with 360 unobstructed views. Top of the Rock has just unveiled their newest attraction, Skylift.
Skylift is a rotating glass floor that will take you almost 900 feet above New York to give you thrilling 360-degree views of the city all around.
You'll feel like you're floating in the clouds once you step onto this rotating platform high above the 70th floor.
It's great because it gives you a whole 360 view.
Yeah, you can just see everything from up here.
The views were incredible.
Oh, it's just perfect.
Step into the world of movement with the first ever large-scale retrospective of the Joffrey Ballet, curated by the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts. Explore iconic fields, dazzling costumes, and point shoes that have captivated audiences. This is your chance to get a peek behind the curtain, and who knows, you may even be inspired to dance your way through the exhibit. So twirl on over to our QR code for more information. Welcome back to Road Trip. Located on a former estate in Westchester is a unique haven for culture and performing arts. Once a quiet retreat, it is now a bustling place with music from around the world and where culture comes to life.
It's like a visit to Europe, except we're in Westchester, on a road trip close to home to a historic site as unique as its former owners. Caramoor Center for Music and the Arts will transport you to another era and part of the world, from its live musical performances to historic tours in the stunning mid-20th century home.
In one respect, we can say that the Rosen House is really the heart of Caramoor.
That's because it's the former home of Lucy and Walter Rosen.
And they built this house to be a center for their friends and family to enjoy music and as a home for their collection.
Room after room, you're surrounded by fascinating decor and designs that adorn the walls of your tour.
They imported many of the room fixtures and fittings from Europe, particularly from an antique dealer that they loved in Venice.
Every detail is incredibly intentional, and it pieces together remarkable moments around every corner, like in the formal dining room.
The main feature here is this glorious Chinese export wallpaper, and then paired with this Chinese-inspired mantelpiece made out of paper mache, actually.
And it's a house where the legacy of the Rosens thrive, from the art to the music it was built for.
We present a broad range of genres, from classical, orchestral, chamber music, opera, jazz, American roots, Broadway, and global music. So when you come to Caramoor, when you enter, it's like you're entering another world.
I mean, what could be better than some good music, a nice meal, and a very unique environment to enjoy all of this?
And experience for yourself some special music in this magical place, which is right here in your own backyard.
If you saw some places that you would like to visit, remember everything you need to know about all of our road trip stops is on news12.com and the News 12 app. Come back next week for more stops around the region. And if you would like to suggest a road trip, please send it to us because we'd love to go where you suggest. Also, please keep sending us your fun road trip photos. We love showing your adventures. Until next time, safe travels.